right, shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Chahak, Radash, double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the 144,000 and hopeful elect, shalom, barakathum. And this is your brother Yirah coming back at you with another lesson through the Spirit. And I wanted to title this Donald Trump administration are the financial reapers, okay? And the term reaper goes into harvest, okay? And you have a plot of field, you have a plot of land with crops or fields on it, okay? You plant. There's two seasons. You have the spring and you have the fall harvest. All right, and you have reapers that go out there and they take up all of the good parts of it. You know, and the scriptures have that analogy. When you look at it in the book of Revelation, when it says, "Put ye in the sickle for the reapers to reap," which are going to be the angels. But Trump has laid off, I believe it's 300,000 so-called black women now that are out of work, unemployed, and we found out that many more of them haven't had a job since 2020. And if you know anything about how the job market works or how the unemployment works, they stop counting you after a period of time. It's like a year-over-year thing. So if you've been without a job for more than a year, they don't count you in the following year. You just drop off. All right? That don't mean you still don't have a job, though. All right, so you have that going on, and then you have the financial, I'm about to say financial aid, but you have the student loans now. These things are starting to garnish people's wages, and so now you got women on TikTok talking about, well, if you hop jobs, they don't know where to find you. And all right, good luck with that, okay? Because people are barely able to get jobs at fast food restaurants nowadays because the job market is tightening up so much. Job layoffs are happening. Let alone people, are actually hiring in a significant number. All right. So Donald Trump is proven to be the financial reaper. All right. And that's going to put a lot of pressure on women, and a lot of you women, I was watching the video of Elder Yeshawamba earlier, and I wholeheartedly agree. I've even said it myself in the past. A lot of you women have burned bridges. Okay. A lot of you went full-throated on the I don't need no man, okay? A lot of you have multiple baby fathers, and not one of them is loyal enough to come and help you, give you $5, $10. You had the trend of, baby mothers calling on TikTok. On TikTok, they had a camera on, and on TikTok, they'll call their baby father and ask him for something, man. I think one of them asked their baby father for like $50. He ain't have it, And then a lot of them just don't want to deal with you at all. So if the man you raised up seed for don't even want to deal with you because you burned that many bridges, what do you think is getting ready to happen? Okay, you're about to be 225 pounds of dead weight. Okay, when Jacob's trouble hits, you're gonna find out the true value of yourself and men. And Isaiah, the 13th chapter, it says, "I will make a man more precious than fine gold." All right, you got to analyze these things and then think about what that means. Does that mean, we're gonna that men are just gonna become so great? No, but they are gonna become rare because a lot of men are gonna die, and the protection of a man is gonna be extremely in demand, highly in demand. All right, there's gonna come a day where you're not just gonna be able to walk outside. Okay, like these women walk around on their phones and they're not even paying attention. They got their booty shorts, booty cheeks hanging out, looking at their phone, not a care in the world, man. You gotta be a bold or clueless individual to be a good-looking woman with your booty cheeks hanging out. You're not even paying attention to your surroundings. But that's the stumbling block. Okay, that's the snare that you women have been led into, man. You've been given the ultimate false sense of security. They've gotten you to have sex with all of these different dudes, so now you have value to nobody. Okay, if you were a man's wife, and especially if you were the only man that man is you've ever been with, okay, where he had you as a virgin, man, that man is emotionally invested. He's gonna be willing to crash out for you in the day of evil. But now you're not gonna have that. And see, before it gets physically bloody, it's going to get financially bloody for a lot of you, okay? And a lot of you are feeling it right now, okay? You can expect crime to go up, and Trump knows that crime is going to go up because he's in what does he say? Unleashing law enforcement. So he's unleashing it, okay? He gave ICE all these different kind of powers. He's building all of these facilities. So if crime goes up, he's with it because truthfully, he wants to lock a lot of people up. And when I say lock them up, I mean not just lock them up, but deport them or just strip away their rights at one of these facilities where you basically a non-citizen, you know? Because nobody's gonna weep for you, man. Nobody's gonna care. Everybody's got their own problems, man. Most people, their own neighbor, we don't even say hello to, man. I barely speak to my neighbors, you know? So when the scriptures speak about in Matthew 24, the love of many shall wax cold, it don't just happen overnight. It's already happened, man. Most people don't give a shit about right or wrong. Okay, they care about themselves. There's no commandment, okay, to do the right thing here. Okay, there's no order. You know, people do the right thing if the law happens to align with it and they don't want to get in trouble. But even if it does, they think they can get away with it, they will. You know, because there's no fathers in the household. There's no nothing, man. So now you got to deal with the consequences of trusting in the shadow of Egypt, as the scriptures say in Isaiah 30. Okay, and also Isaiah 32. You've been careless, you know, and this is going to hit men too. But men tend to be able to figure things out a little bit more, and they're less likely to make a rash decision and take out $100,000 loan, you know, without having no way to pay for it, you know. You know, some men did fall into the trap, and most of the men that did, it was their boneheaded mother forcing them to do it, you know. Not everything that gets sold to you has value, okay? They sold you on this idea of education, but then education is only good if you can't make nothing. It's only good if you can make something out of it, okay? What good is it knowing everything if you can't get any fruits of that knowledge, you know? Now we know a lot in terms of the Israelites, the prophets, the men of the Lord, you know, but we're not expecting to gain anything from this society. We're expecting this thing to crash. You see, our riches are in the next world. All right. So I foresee things lining up with Trump's stable coin, which Lord willing I can do a little bit more research on and do a more in-depth video on the stable coins. But he knows the dollar is done. I'll put it to you that way. He knows the dollar is done. A new change, financial regime change is on the way. Okay, I'll put it to you that way. You know, financial regime change, that's a lesson right there. It's on the way, and it's going to be, the new regime is going to be the Charagma system, okay? You should know what we're talking about, Revelation 13 and 16. Okay, that is on the way, and you women don't see it. And a lot of you women are so demonic, y'all are going to embrace it wholeheartedly. You know, some of you are going to know what's up, but you're not going to have it in. You're not going to have the faith or the fortitude to endure it. You're going to look at your child and want to feed them, and that's going to be a wrap. Or the woman is just void of understanding of what's going on and don't have any structure. You know, you're just impulsive. There's no control, all right, or structure over the chaos, you know. And that's what Esau preys on, is chaos. All of this is chaos magic, okay? And because he goes through the woman, which is a vessel of chaos, okay? That's how he gets down. That's what fuels America. It's a very effeminate society, and that way everybody got spending problems, they got eating problems, they got discipline problems, okay? They're emotional, you know? I'm talking about the men, because if the men are behaving that way, that's the real key sign that this place has an effeminate spirit over it, you know? But anyway, I've been speaking long enough on that. I just wanted to bring that out, that hard times are coming for the wicked. Okay, you cannot say that you were warned or you're not being actively warned right now. Okay, as of today, the door of repentance is still open, but will you listen? You know? Well, I really don't give a damn because the Lord is going to save who he's going to save anyway. Okay? I'm praying that I'm of that number. You know? So with that, I'll end it there. Lord willing, this is edifying. Call hello, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Hashem Rachakwadah Shalom. Kwam Yashra.